right. Okay, good evening, everyone. This meeting is called to order. Today is November 28th, 2023. It's 7:08. Would the clerk call the rules, please?
Councilman Rafai.
Present.
Councilman Musa.
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury.
Present.
Councilman Mahmood.
Yes.
Councilman Al-Samiri.
Yes, present.
Councilman Hassan is not present. Mr. Mayor, you are here. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do we have any community announcements? Inauguration details?
Didn't actually post it, did we? We'll put it out. I didn't have it on.
We still have one more meeting, okay.
Yeah. Plus, we'll put it on social media and we'll,
Okay.
What about the swearing?
yeah, we'll get it all out. So in fact, Greg just sent us the rough draft for.
All right, so we move to proclamations, recognitions, and presentations, and we have presentation, redevelopment ready community program overview, community and economic development.
Great. Ron, if you could bring up the presentation. Hi, Mayor. Hi, Council.
Hello.
Good to see you. So I realized it was a couple years since the city started participating in this program, over 3 years ago. So what I wanted to do is just do a very brief overview of what the program is. It's a Michigan program. What are the benefits of participating? Just so that we have that background knowledge, because it was so many years ago when we actually first agreed as a city to participate in the program. Are you able to make that?
I can't because it's not a PowerPoint.
Okay.
It's a PDF.
Next time we'll do
Yes.
PowerPoint. Okay. So if you look at this first page, this is the website for Redevelopment Ready Communities. It has all of the official tools on it. So if you want to check out any particular point more detailed, you can look on that website. What I'm doing today is a very unofficial, just quick overview, of the program. So you can go to, perfect. So what is it basically? It's a voluntary technical assistance initiative offered through the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. It focuses on best practices in the areas of planning, zoning, and economic development. So cities choose voluntarily to participate in this program across the whole state of Michigan.
Actually, can you talk to a moment? I'm gonna move the TV so it's a little, and I did, just a heads up, I did recommend that we do another TV.
Another one?
Yeah.
To see this direction. So
Yeah, it's really different.
hopefully we'll have that as a resolution next time around. Okay. Yeah, push it back.
Just don't break it.
Okay. Can it still be seen in the audience?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
You may. Very clear.
Okay, good, yeah, you're in a good spot. So why become redevelopment ready? So the reasons that they state on their own website is to be vibrant and competitive, to be ready for development, to be able to attract and retain businesses, to offer superior customer service, to have a streamlined development process, and to make sure all pertinent and important information is available around the clock online. And so those are the reasons, why this process exists. Under this program, there are 6 best practices, and I'm not gonna go through them today, but basically, there's 6 things that you need to adhere to under the program, 6 best practices. You can go to the next slide. So any participating city can choose to be essential certified or full certified. So this talks about, some of the differences between the 2 levels. I think originally we started pursuing essentials. It doesn't really matter, but there's more benefits that come with a full certification. And I'm gonna go into all these benefits, but some of them are that we get assistance from a community planner. There's a library that has amazing materials available, like a digital library. There's lots of training opportunities. There's technical grant match funding. And for certified communities, there's additional grants and there's additional marketing support for our vacant sites. So we can go to the next slide. So I see it as three big benefits. So this would be the first one. So technical assistance, you see I put a person kind of on the right side. Basically, this is a person who is almost like a free consultant. I call them all the time to ask questions, and we actually do not have to pay for it. Most times when you use a consultant, you have to pay, but I call them and I say, hey, we're working on this kind of zoning initiative, or we need an economic development strategy for industrial, or we need, and they're available on the phone and by email to provide that experience. And then this is the website of the library. So you can't really see it here, but it talks about planning, zoning, development, boards, commissions, sites, guides, and templates. So there's guides and templates from other cities that have implemented some of these best practices. So it'll be like, you might pick one of the topics and it'll drop down and say, well, this is what Southfield's doing, this is what Dearborn's doing, this is what Novi's doing. And then we can look at those models that are highlighted as these guys are doing a good job with this. And you can kind of copy some of those models. So this is a technical assistance library, has been super helpful. We already have access to this library and we use it all the time. So you can go to the next one. So if we ever get to the point where we have completed our certification, we're fully certified, one of the most amazing benefits is that they help with marketing materials. And technical assistance for marketing really key sites. So this is an example from Novi. You can take one and pass it down.
Sure.
But basically, imagine if we, as you guys know, we might have at one point, we might need to redevelop the jail site. So imagine if we had these marketing materials that said, this is what Hamtramck has to offer, this is how big the site is, this is what the zoning is for, this is the price, this is the contact person. If you look at this site in Novi, that's not actually there. That's just what someone drew up as an image concept, because as you know, people are won over by images more than a whole bunch of text. So if you think about several sites we have, like the jail site, or the BASF site, which is on the other side of the highway, basically, once we get certified, they will help us with creating these data and marketing materials to be very proactive in, okay, what kind of companies are we gonna attract to these sites, and getting these packages, they're called property information packages, together. So that's some of the assistance that they help us with. You can go to the next one. So some of the certified cities near Hamtramck, and by near I mean really in Metro Detroit, they have already completed the process, include Novi, Southfield, Ferndale, Rochester Hills, Roseville, East Point, Oak Park, Farmington, Dearborn, and Romulus. So all of those cities have completed the process of becoming a certified city near us, but there are 70 cities in the state that have, across the state of Michigan that have completed the process. And this is also from the website. So if you are a developer and you're looking for a place to put your manufacturing plant or a mall or whatever you're trying to build, you could also use this website to look up sites as a developer of, I want a site that has these specifications. So you can go to the next. So for example, Ferndale, which has completed the process, these are their property results that are being marketed, not just by the city, but also by the state through this website. So here are a couple of the results. We'll go to the next page. This is, Dearborn has 12 properties listed. Again, the state helps with the marketing of those 12 sites. And also they assist with matchmaking and kind of putting developers together with sites to get those sites active again. You can go to the next slide. In addition, for certified communities that are full certified, they have more grants available. So there's grants for emerging developers. That means you're doing one of your first 3 projects. So you can't have done 10 projects and you come in and you ask for one of these grants. But if you're kind of new at the business of building and redeveloping property, they have a lot of grants available for emerging developers. But we would need to be in good standing with the program for them to give those grants to those developers in Hamtramck. Match on Main is another grant. Those are more for local businesses that are already in existence, and those grants are up to $25,000 per per business. I actually have a handbook here. So those grants could be used to support new or expanding businesses, basically just growing their business. If you think of any of our businesses here, they could apply for those grants as well. You can go to the next page. Again, I'm not gonna go through all the best practices today, because I just wanted to talk about what the program is, who participates, why to participate. But this handbook is online. I also attached it as an attachment today. I'd say we're about 75% of the way there in terms of meeting all of the standards that they have, and we have about 25% to go. If you have any questions about the 6 best practices, they are in this handbook. And they also do a lot of seminars and free training as well, which, you know, elected officials and staff are welcome to attend. So that's basically an overview of the program, and that's it.
I have one question. Match on main grant.
That's the
Mhm.
best way
What
to
is the,
get to city.
any business they are developing or they are getting, expanding their business?
Yeah, the Match on Main grant, we're not eligible for yet. We would have to finish the process. But basically, I'm not super familiar with it, but it could be if they're trying to, maybe they need to buy more computers, they wanna hire more staff, or they need a loan to fix their building. I believe those are the types of things that a business could, not a loan, a grant. I misspoke when I said loan. You know, those are the types of projects that would apply for the Match on Main.
The business owner provide you some kind of documentation, the business,
Yeah, they have 2 kinds of grants. So one is for, you know, redeveloping property, which are much bigger amounts, because you might need 100,000 or more to redevelop a property. And then these are smaller, you know, expanding your business grants, and they're max of 25,000 per business. And I don't know, no one in Hamtramck yet has applied for those. I don't know the entire process, but I know that they're available.
okay, find out more, because we're gonna discuss the, business people, they might interested for those program.
Yeah, but that's only available after you finish the certification
Okay.
process.
Right.
So those grants, we can't really apply for them at this point, but they would become available at some point, you know, once
After
we
the
finish.
accepting.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I got a question. So this is a program that if we get certified, are we like in this kind of program? Do we have to follow everything that's on this, you know, from, let's say if there's a plan, it has to go through the planning commission, and then sometimes it has to get approved in front of council.
Yeah, so there's 2 levels. You can be like basic and like high level certified. And that handbook explains all of the things. And we do have to meet every standard to be involved, to get the benefits. So if we want that marketing assistance, like, you know, I just handed out, if we want the grants, we do need to meet everything in that handbook.
And it always has to be in front of the planning, correct? So
Well, I was
there's
gonna
no way
talk
we
about
could-
that specific ordinance in 2 weeks, because that's when we have a public hearing, and so I don't wanna talk too much on that detail, because we have a public hearing on that specific ordinance, you know, or that set of ordinances in 2 weeks.
Coming up.
What I wanna do today is say, you know, this is what the program is, these are some of the benefits, these are some of the other communities that do it. It is voluntarily, we don't have to do it, it's kind of like, we do this, and then these are the benefits that come from the program. But yeah, no, they will not, we need to mark every check mark
That's what I'm saying.
on the list.
So-
Like, you can't be like, we wanna do 80% and we're not gonna do the other 20.
Okay, and that was my question.
Yeah.
Do we have to follow it 100%?
You do have to follow
Like a check,
100%.
okay.
Yep.
Requirements.
Okay, thank you. All right. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Yes,
All right, we have,
Mr. Chair, I'd like to add Resolution 2023-175 to the agenda.
Second.
okay, thank you. And that resolution is,
Mr. Mayor,
yes,
is it added to the consent agenda? Because usually we do those during the consent agenda, so,
Okay.
Not to the
Yeah.
new business?
yeah,
Oh.
well, there's not really much to
just the
discuss.
appointment.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sure.
So consent agenda?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I want to add the discussion about the last Friday shooting on Canif. I need some more explanation from the police chief that what happened And what is position right now? 4 days ago, 27 round shooting times.
All right, discussion.
Limited, I mean, it's still,
So that would be
I need a second.
Second?
175.
Oh, you wanna add agenda
To discussion.
Discussion on business, sure.
And discussion on, say that one more time if you don't mind.
the police shooting, yes,
I think that it should be actually discussed and not on the consent agenda.
that's why I say
No,
it's a
no, no,
discussion.
This would be a new business.
New business under resolution
Right.
23
But what
dash
is,
175.
So the police shooting on Knief Street
thank you.
on, I think last Friday or Saturday. When was it?
Is the police shooting?
Not police shooting, I'm sorry, excuse me. There's a shooting on, I want to know more details from the police chief
Shooting
what
on-
There was
happened.
a random
Yes.
shooting on Kennedy.
Random shooting,
Okay.
what is it?
That's
Thank you.
occurred,
That's why I was asking for
yes.
clarification.
All right, so,
175.
so all in favor of adding 175 to the consent agenda?
It's a one motion.
That's gotta go to new business.
And I'm sorry, hold on, they already approved the consent agenda.
Second.
Wait, no, they, I'm sorry,
I mean, we
rewind. We have to
vote.
vote on adding the consent to the consent agenda, then we can do your.
The new
it wasn't
business.
completed.
Yeah, that's why I
So,
said 175.
Wait, so I'm saying that we cannot put this on the consent
No,
agenda.
no,
We
one
can't.
seventy-five for the appointment.
No.
The 175 for the appointments
For
needs to be
this.
discussed in the business as
See,
we've done in the
Different
past.
reasons.
Yes.
Okay,
We just do it.
okay.
Just
We
put it
have-
in new business.
all right,
Okay, so we're doing, adding resolution 2023-175 to new business B.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, okay.
I think Rana was on the same page. We're just
Yeah.
confusing.
So now, can we vote on that addition?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's for the first one, right? 175.
And
And
then
then-
motion by Councilman Mahmoud.
Second by the
add
five.
Discussion on shooting on connect to new business C. Uh, And can we vote on that, please?
Aye.
Everybody's in favor?
yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay.
And
All
now
right.
we need to, now is the full approval on the amended agenda. So I need
You need a motion again?
a motion, please.
I motion?
Second,
And this is a vote to approve amended agenda.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so now we have 3 items in the new business. And we move to the public comment.
Mr. Bill Meyer?
Come on, Bill, you're on that.
All right. So I was hoping to be here at the, break a record as the shortest council meeting this year, but
Yes.
apparently it's not gonna be me. But I just want to, I don't really have a lot to say other than, I just feel really pleased with what's going on in the city. I'm proud to live in Hamtramck, and I'm sure you all feel that way. It's a unique city that a lot of people are missing. They should come here and see what this is. It's very unique. Anyways, I do want to say that I see a lot of trust and respect going on in the city now between workers, between elected officials and stuff, and this is critical so that we can go forward with the problems and solve the problems we have. And I don't want to pick on anybody specifically, but we've had a lot of city managers over the years, as you know, I think 12 or something like that. I really think our current manager, city manager, is probably the best we've had. I mean, he's a person that can work with everybody. He's qualified, and I'm very happy that Max Garbarino became our city manager. And just picking on one person, but I'm happy about all of you. I think it's working very well. And congratulations to the new council member who's going to be joining us soon too. And I know it's going to be a thrill to keep working together with everybody. I'm sorry we're losing Naeem, but he's committed to the city, so I'm not worried about that. He's going to keep helping us. I think, so as I was coming in, I noticed now that the mayor has an office that he's using in City Hall. That's very nice to have appointments there and to actually meet with the mayor if any public wants to do that. You also have an office for the clerks, for the council,
Yes.
which would be nice if you maybe set some sort of time when someone could come in at a certain time to see you, but I don't know if that's possible. And I'm very pleased that department heads are showing up to council meetings when it's relevant and being here to answer questions. That's really important. No, okay. So, okay, I want to talk about small businesses. You know, I just read today, I got an email that Abraham Ayash is doing a great job in Lansing. He just put a bill in Congress there that is going to help small businesses. I didn't read it close enough, and I don't know exactly what it is, but maybe you should check into that, because I think that's a critical thing here in Hamtramck, to help these businesses develop, open up and develop. There's still a lot of empty places on Joseph Campo. I still think there's a problem with the DDA structure. The concept of having a DDA does not solve the whole problem in the city. It just takes care of one street. You really need something like a Hamtramck Business Association that's going to include the opportunity for every business in the city to be part of this network of business owners to work together for the whole city instead of having one little small area in Joseph Campo. As far as the kind of businesses we need, can I get another minute?
Yes, you can.
Okay, well, you have to, you don't want to decide? Okay, I've always said this, I think you need to take surveys in the city. Excuse me, Naeem, this is important for you.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you should take a survey, a public survey of what kinds of businesses people in the city think they need in the city, which kind of business would keep them staying in the city, to shop in the city. Because we just don't need new businesses, we need the right kind of businesses. You can't come in here with like water ski shop or something like that and expect to do good and ask for grants and all this other stuff and bomb on your business. You gotta have the right kind of business. 10 or 12 grocery stores might be enough. I mean, another 4 or 5 is too much. So how can we solve that? You could solve it by surveys. You can, the city maybe can organize something like this. Go to as many residents as possible with a list of options, let them check off things that they would shop at if they came in, if the new business show. And then when it'll attract businesses of that type to the city, knowing that the residents actually want that kind of a business in the city. There's ways to bring the right kind of business.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Mr. Nasser Hussain.
Hello, everyone. I want to talk about the best practices. In the handbook on page 16, approval authority, what they want is site plans for permitted uses are approved either administratively by the staff, then the council approves it, or by the planning commission. So you have a choice if you read the book, not just, I don't know why the city insists on the planning commission. We have experience with the planning commission, it takes too long. I remember when we built the first building for the mosque, it took us almost 1 year to get the approval of the plans. What happens is you present the plans to the staff, they review it, then in a month they have a meeting for the planning commission. Then usually they tell you, okay, we want this change or this change, small things. Then you have to wait another month to do the changes because they meet only once a month. And let's say the second month, there's no quorum. A third month till they approve it. And then it comes to council for final approval. So I think the best thing to do is follow their book. It says I contacted and emailed a lady named Elizabeth King, that was 2 years ago. And she said, we don't care as long as the process is fast, either the planning commission or the staff. And I think the staff is the best option, because if there is an addition or a modification, you could do it in 2 days, bring it back to the staff, and the staff approve it. So I think you should keep it as is. The staff reviews it, and brings it to you, and you approve it. And if somebody, even for the planning commission, has issues, they could easily look at the agenda, look at the plans, and if they see there is something illegal or something, a mistake, they could come and talk to you, and you stop the approval process. All this activity we see in Hamtramck, it's happening for a reason. Before it was very hard to do houses or building. Now it's easy because maybe some of you have experience with the planning commission. It takes too long. So I would ask you to keep it as is. Keep it with the staff. They review it. They bring it to you for final approval at the best time. This has nothing to do with your approval of the program. It says in this 3.15 that it could be done by the staff or the planning commission. You have a choice. It doesn't have to be the planning commission. One more thing, I think the DDA, after the previous mayor have left, you should pay attention to Joseph Campo. I go there, see it's dirty. DDA could pay the city, or you have a sweeper, goes there every month and clean. It's it's time to clean up the DDA district. We pay money and it doesn't make sense to spend it on one business, pay them before they assign, the whole district is dirty and bad. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, the call for
Thank
public
you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Do you- Ms. Faulkner's still here if you want to ask some pointed questions. I don't know if that's amenable by you, based upon the comments.
What about this issue that Nasser just talked about? Last time we discussed that, and there was misunderstanding. Some council members thought that we're trying to strip away their power or undermine their power by not sending it to the council. But we only send it to the council for final approval. We never reject anything here, we always approve it. But he's talking about the steps to get things done fast. So it's either by the staff or by the planning commission, which means that if it's by the staff and there's something missing, you can come the next day and provide the staff and get it done.
That
You
makes
don't
sense.
have to wait a month for the next meeting and maybe another issue would rise and then you have to wait another month. So if it's by the staff, you get everything done there, then they send it to us for final approval. I think that's where we misunderstood last time. The council still have, the power to just approve or reject at the end, but the step-by-step process is approved by the staff or the planning commission. So that, and for the DDA, I think we just approved last month the budget for cleaning, shoveling the snow and stuff, so I think they will start functioning soon with the new contractor. The appointment we have for the DDA, I know we had a person from the Bengali community. He never showed up for the past 6 months, so we removed him because the rule is four meetings in a row. But we still have empty spot, and I'm still seeking help to bring someone to represent the Bengali community. This person who's appointed today is not necessary to replace the one who was removed, because we still have other spots vacant. So we're still looking for
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Councilman Naeem taking off after this month, he can be on this committee. I propose his name.
I appreciate that. Actually, it's my tax season. I'll be busy with the tax season. This January
yeah.
through almost June, people do it. It's still coming in and doing their tax returns for 2022. But who knows? Allah knows best. Whatever he
we'll be in
plans,
touch.
that'll work.
Yeah.
We'll
If
talk.
there's
But thanks for
thank you.
the recommendation, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
motion?
Second.
All
I
right.
need a break. It's gonna.
That and
Is that on record, that second?
No one seconded it.
No one.
all right. So we move to the consent agenda, and this is approved in a single motion with no discussion. We have approval of minutes from the November 14, 2023 regular city council meeting. B, approval of invoice register date ending November 28, 2023. C, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending November 27, 2023. D, resolution 2023-172 approving street closure for Punchki Run. E, resolution 2023-173 approving cancellation of the regular city council meeting scheduled for December 26, 2023.
Make a motion.
Second.
I thought we added this one. To
No. It has to be
No.
new
To
business.
the new
Has to be
business,
new
yes.
Oh.
We were going to, but then we moved it.
We moved it.
Vice attorney.
All right, I'll make a motion.
I'll
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So, we have no public hearing, and we move to the new business. We have the first resolution 2023 -174 approving purchase agreement and subsequent purchase of 2963 Council.
Motion?
Second.
And before we start discussion, I know that the city reached out to the owner to ask him if he's willing to sell this property. We have removed this from the agenda 3 times. And finally, the owner is telling us today we have to decide either yes or no, because he want to move on, either to sell it to the city or to someone else, because we keep holding him from moving forward. So I want the city to decide tonight whether we should buy it or not, because the owner is telling us, I want to move forward and you guys are holding me. So he wants a yes or no tonight. I mean,
That's what I heard.
so if the city really needs this lot, we have to decide. If not, we can say no, so he can move on, because he's saying that other people wants to buy from him.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
if you don't mind, I would like to table this to the next council meeting, and there's a reason why. As our city manager, there's a plan for the DPS building that they're trying to, as soon as we move from our, current building, there's a huge plan that they're trying to do for our DPS, where they want multiple unit lots. One of them, it's this one here that we're talking about today, and there's one behind it. There's been talks with the second owner, if he's able to sell. I was able to reach out to him, and hopefully there's a way of us trying to get those two lots. And if possible, we can bring those to the next council meeting, both purchases, if that works out. If not, this will come next council meeting, and then we will approve it during the next council meeting. So I would like to
So
table it.
are we under a condition that we either buy both or none? Is that what we're trying to do?
I think basically what the councilman is saying that is, he's hoping that we can finalize the negotiation on the other lot as well, and to bring them both to you as a package deal. However, if we are unable to finalize a deal on the second one as well, we still want to this one because it is very advantageous for us nonetheless. Not ideal, but still will make it work. So I believe what the councilman was saying is, if we're unable to secure the deal with the other owner, then we will bring this one back at the next meeting and finalize it.
So I understand, but if it is already decided that we are buying this one, why do we have to connect it with the other one? I mean, the thing is that the owner is telling us, please
Right.
decide yes or no tonight, because I want to move forward. We keep holding him. That's the thing.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
that's exactly what I was going to say, that we have one options right now on the table. We are getting this chance to purchasing it for the city. If we table it, and then what if that person back out?
It's possible.
Would that be, I mean, if they back out, then we lose that one, then we chasing the another property. We wouldn't be winning any of those. I see where you're coming from, you wanna get it all in one. But we have one on the table, which will allow us to at least get a hands on it, get the city, purchase that and secure the property. Would help us to get the DPS situated, I would strongly think that it's like, we have that option now. We should consider to buying this property today. But it's all up to the council.
I mean, it's up to you guys, but we heard today that the owner wants a yes or no, because he wants to move forward with selling it to other people if we are not interested. So, like you said, we may end up losing it, and it's in between this one and the other
Juggling
one.
two.
We will not benefit from having the other one.
I apologize, but nobody even seconded, to be honest, like,
We had
had
second.
the motion, but nobody seconded.
We're
I
still
got a
dis-
second.
To discuss,
We're still
all right,
discussing.
thank you,
Yeah, I get a second.
thank you.
All right, so what we can continue the discussion, and you guys have to decide, because it seems like the owner is pissed that we keep moving it, tabling it.
Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, it's not gonna hurt if he waits for another council meeting.
But I'm
I-
afraid that he wants to change his mind, and that way we'll lose.
I promise you, he's not gonna change his mind.
He promised, and you
Yes.
promised that.
And that's a promise, on record. He's not gonna change his mind. He waited. It's not a problem that if he's gonna wait until next council meeting, and it's not a problem.
So,
But
the question is, we are getting this one, but it's still trying to get the other one. So why can't we decide for this one and continue the negotiation with the other one?
That would be a wise thing
Next
to
meeting.
do. It's, go ahead,
Next
Mr.
meeting, we just hold with that one for the next meeting, when we done that one. If you make it both, it's okay, if it's not, we're gonna move the first one.
Well, right now, I tabled it, he seconded it, so it's either we vote to table it, or we can just move on.
Take the vote on table.
So you,
I mean-
did you motion?
I motioned to table.
He seconded, yeah.
So you,
For that
you guys,
discussion.
So they have to vote on tabling, and then
Yes.
if not, then you vote on the,
Yes.
Mr. Chair,
yes,
vote not to table.
he still wanna say something, go ahead.
so I don't know the full part of the story. So now I heard it, he is telling us he might change his mind. If he changes his mind, we're gonna lose it. Or anything else, I'm just saying my part. I'm agree with Mayor. Maybe part of those we're gonna approve today. And second part, if we get the negotiation with the other client, we did other next meeting.
Yeah, the guy is saying he signed the agreement 4 months ago, and we are holding him. So he wants a decision tonight, yes or no. So it's up to you guys. Today I can't even break the tie because we are 5. I have no say in it.
zone.
Mr. Chair, I think I'd like to add another thing. I think our city manager also went out with a way to reach out to the owners, rather, our owners, right? It's
We're actively trying to
trying,
negotiate.
there was
the
a
other
little
one.
bit work done on that.
My preference is to put one to bed and move on, but whatever the council decides is what we'll work with.
So, okay, if you guys wanna,
Ron, did Councilman Al Samiri second the tabling motion? or the
Yeah.
original motion? Somebody did,
Yes, yes.
okay, just, I want to clarify. for
Yeah,
that.
that's why I interrupted the discussion. Can we vote on this motion then?
we can vote on the table.
Thank you. Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa.
Yes. I'm sorry, for the,
For
Do
the
you wanna
table.
wait until next week?
table it.
You're voting if you
No.
wanna table to next week?
no,
Okay. Councilman Chowdhury,
No.
Councilman Mahmoud,
No.
Councilman Al Samiri.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, motion fails.
So now, you
Now,
vote on the original motion.
unless there's another, yeah,
I mean, I suppose it's part of the same, they've already discussed it, basically.
yeah, this one sort of is cross.
before, can we discuss it? We're gonna,
We're done. We know why
No
we
more
discuss.
discussion.
I said it's done. Yes.
We just need to vote on
Go
that.
again.
So,
For clarification, this is for the purchase.
yeah, so now we're voting on approving resolution 2023-174, approving the purchase agreement. Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Chowdhury,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
yes,
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2023-174 approved.
All right, thank
All
you. All right, we move to the next resolution, which is 2023-175, and that's approving appointment of Faris Al-Halmi to the DDA.
Motion?
Second.
Discussion?
No, sir.
All right, so like I said, this is a new appointment, and then we still have vacant spots for, I want to diversify the DDA, so there's a hope that I can get a Bengali businessman from the downtown area, and there's an African-American lady, business owner, and Joseph Campo that's interested, I heard, so we will have better representation of the community in the DDA. So we can go ahead and vote on that one.
Councilman Chowdhury,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa.
yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2023-175 approved.
Thank you. The next one is resolution 2023-176 for discussion, the shooting incidents that happened on Kniff.
Motion?
Second.
Second,
Mr. Mayor, and the chief here to speak on this topic.
All right.
Good evening. Pardon my voice, I'm losing my voice. So I can tell you there's very limited information I can give you about this. This is an ongoing police investigation.
Sure.
We are still canvassing the area, hoping that people will come forward that may have seen something, but I can tell you as of very late into Thursday night, Friday morning, the police department was notified of some property damage that had occurred in the area of homes between McKay and Fleming. There appeared to be a gunshot round that had gone through the back of a residence on Holmes Street. a short time later, I'd say probably about an hour later or so, somewhere around there, they were notified of some property damage that had occurred on Kniff Street. Canvassing the area on Kniff Street, they noticed that there were shell casings in the area, on the sidewalk and in the street, things like that, which led them to believe, once they started talking to people, that people did admit that they had heard several gunshots in the area a little while earlier. However, at that time, no one had called the police that we were aware of. So again, I continue to urge the public, when you hear something, you have to report it. It gave lapse in our time of investigating the incident. Our officers did arrive right away. The detectives have been investigating it immediately, looking for video in the area, things like that. So far, based on the limited information I can give you, is that the shots seem to have come from a vehicle that was traveling in the area. It also, there was a, well, I'm sorry, I can't mention that part yet until we get a little farther in the investigation. But we're still trying to figure out if there was a target, if it was just a random someone just driving by, shooting off rounds. I mean, we're still trying to figure out the.
So, Mr. Mayor, I have a quick question. So according to some of the Facebook posting, it's 27 rounds shooting happens. What happened to our police patrolling? Is no one was patrolling the city that time?
There was, but this was, like I said, an isolated incident that happened on Kniff Street. It happened in a matter of seconds.
I know, but why you guys wait for public to call you? You should have, if you hear the shooting, cops should be right there right away. I mean,
The officers could have been at the other end of the city. If they were down by Hamtramck Drive, they would have never heard the shooting on Kniff. If they were over on Conant Street, they might have heard shots, but they would have never have known where they came from.
Councilman, I
So
can
it's
tell
the
you
problem
from
is-
personal experience, even if you do hear the shots, it is next to impossible to even determine where they're originating from, short of someone in the close proximity knowing that that's where it is. I mean, I still hear shots very often in the city, just because I know what I'm looking for nowadays, and you can almost never tell where they're even coming from.
It's like smelling smoke in the area, and you have no idea where it's coming from. It could be coming from, outlying areas. It could be, so even if someone, in the area heard shots, they wouldn't have known where they were coming from. That's why we have to urge residents. I mean, there were several residents that said that they heard the shots from inside their house, and they rolled over and went back to sleep. So the faster we can get on scene, the officers might have been able to see something, find something, things like that. And I hate to bring this up, but again, I have to urge you to please reconsider the license plate reader cameras. These would have been extremely helpful in this situation, because we would have had cameras placed strategically in the area that we wanted to place them that may have captured a license plate. Because we would have been able to take the video of the type of car we were looking for and matched it with a license plate that was in that area.
We've actually had
So,
several
I mean,
incidents
we've-
recently.
you know,
that
we're
we
just-
kinda were wishing we had had.
Our hands are tied with our investigations with the limited resources
I
that
think the
we
city
have
of Dearborn
available.
just passed a resolution allowing for those similar cameras, but with more, less restrictions than we would have.
But we continue to investigate this regardless. Like I said, if anybody has information, if they saw anything, heard anything, maybe they heard a car screeching away and looked out their window and saw a better description, we can say it was a black whatever car, but if we don't have a license plate, it's not gonna lead us anywhere, so we
Chief,
really need.
is it safe to say, based upon the limited knowledge you can divulge, that we do not believe there is an immediate future threat to the community?
That is
Based on
correct,
this
based on the information that we have available, as we think that this was an
Potentially very
isolated
isolated
incident.
Right,
And
that's,
we continue to investigate it, and we will,
Yeah.
do everything we can to try to get more information on this.
Mr. Chair. Yes, Councilman Chaudhry, and then Councilman Khan.
I think Mr. Manager just nailed it right there on the spot. That's where we want to know that if there is a future threat, if there's anything that we need to aware of that is going on, because every now and then we hear the shooting going on. We had one in pass on Kniff about 6 months ago, right in front of the apartment and the liquor store. So these kind of things, our neighbors, our residents are scared. What's going on?
Right.
Are we safe to be living in Hamtramck? The other thing, there's cameras are installed on other properties that can trace those drive-by shooting. That's what it is. It's a drove-by shooting, and we can track that down.
right.
There was another incident along with that. That was a fatal accident too, right? The lady hit a pole or something, and then she died.
No,
Was it that
Yeah,
same?
so
That's
it
different.
happened to be the same day, it was later in the day. and
Later on the day, but the same day.
completely-
It was completely
unrelated.
different day
Yeah, it was
attack,
later
but
in the-
you know, people mixed up the information, but
Yeah, completely unrelated, and, you know, we're investigating that as well. Michigan State Police came in and helped us because they have experienced trained investigators on fatal accidents. So
Sure.
you know, our thoughts are with her as a family, but we are investigating that as well, along with the Michigan State.
very
Police.
sad, yeah, that's,
Like I said, I assure you, we're doing everything. I believe Hamtramck is a safe community. I think a small community that's surrounded by a large metropolitan city, I think Hamtramck does a really good job in the community itself and people reporting things, so I have to urge them to continue to report things as they see and hear them so that we can do our jobs effectively.
and I think you guys are doing a good job. I mean, we can have a little better, more paying attention and secure our residents and business owners and everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Councilman Rafai?
Chief, so for the license readers, is there still like grant for them?
These were gonna be paid for out of narcotic forfeiture funds, which those funds are still available.
Okay.
You know, we can certainly bring a resolution back if someone wants us to bring something back. We can bring back more information. We can have the company come back out and do another presentation, whatever. Like I said, I just think that, and I understand the community's concerns. I understand your concerns. I know there was a lot of misinformation presented that night from people about our intentions and the intentions behind the cameras, but I assure you that these are the type of incidents that we're trying to help solve with the tools that are available out there in the public that we can use. And those are the only reasons that we want to have
Candidly
these.
speaking, that's the future of this. I mean, this is where all the departments are going. I mean, they're approving this left and right all over Metro Detroit. I mean, we're really behind the ball on this.
If you were worried about I would just restrict the days, you know, if you wanna come up with a certain amount, 30 days or whatever, that they keep that's what they're worried about.
Data.
How long? You know, that's all kinds of safeguards. It's literally just for exactly like this.
Mr. Mayor, quick question. How many police cars stay on the patrol overnight? Just one or two?
We can't discuss.
It varies, but again, we don't like to
Discuss those,
Yeah.
okay.
throw on numbers, but, you know, it does vary. And,
Speak offline.
you know,
Okay.
we have gone to 12-hour shifts, which make the officers out there in a longer period of time as opposed to a 3-shift rotation. We're down to 2 shifts, so they're out there longer. They're out there during more peak times of the schools getting out, things like that. We've made some changes to help.
Because those kinds of incidents cause our residents many ways. Insurance goes up, you know, people feel unsecure in the city. It goes to the website. There's many ways it's affect the residents. So we need to keep control of this somehow. I mean, that I argue strongly, please.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, crime is on the rise with the times that we have right now, and we've seen that, you know, since COVID and things like that.
I mean, it's a bigger city, that's different. A 2 square mile city, we always announce that we have 2 square mile city. You know, it doesn't take too long to make a quick trip, round trip.
And going along with that, that's what helps our response time, because the officers are there rather quickly in any event of any type of incident that they have, provided they're not on something equally as major. So our response time, being such a small city, is very, very good, and the fact that they could have been there in a very short amount of time, which they were once it was reported, but had, you know, a little sooner, something, but.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, any more discussion on this?
No, sir.
All right, so there is no voting on this one. And we move to the reports. And I'll start with my report, which not much to say. We had a few activities over the past couple of weeks. I only can remember the attending of the Greater Cuttergram Association of Michigan for the Bengali community. I was there. It was a good organized event. And I want to thank the Bengali community for being probably the most active community when it comes to organizing and mobilizing in this city. And that's a good thing. It should be used as an example for the other communities. You know, I enjoy attending such events, and I see the Bengali community is the most active when it comes to this event. They always keep me busy, which is okay. They always provide, you know, music and food and all the good stuff.
Thank you.
So thank you for being such, you know, engaged with everything in the community. I hope everybody enjoyed the holiday week last week. It happens during the ceasefire in Gaza, which also was such a relief for all of us, because this is the major issue in the world today, and it affected us here too, when it comes to hate crimes and feeling safe in our own country here. So hopefully it will last, and if the war wouldn't come back, we are praying for peace and ceasefire over there. That said, no more activities. Over the next couple of days, I'm moving to my new house, so I'm gonna be busy. Thank you. Which is here in Hamtramck. Some people claimed, they said that I live outside of Hamtramck. I don't know how they got that, but I live between McKay and filming, where the shooting happened. So, so I'm moving from that area to another area.
The shooting, they're welcoming you in the area, maybe.
So, I'm not telling anybody.
So, Mr. Chair, you're gonna have an open house so people know where you live?
Well, they will find out eventually. So, thank you. That was all I have for today. And Mayor Pro Tem is not here to give his report. So, if any of the city council members wants to talk for a little bit.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
first of all,
Councilman.
congrats on the new house.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody that showed up here tonight. There's, sadly, like you have mentioned about the accident that happened on Brumback, where, there was a deceased, an old lady. And, and there's a lot of reasons why, is because, and I'm not saying that incident, but, and that's the reason that I'm always adding these stop signs. It's for these reasons that sometimes you have these people are speeding like crazy. So I'm requesting, again, to add more stop signs. If you want to write these up, also I can send you guys an email. 1, Kashmir and Sobayaski. 2, Gallagher and Trowbridge. Well, I'm going to send you guys an email.
All right.
So just for the record. 3, Gallagher and Yemens. 4, Bromback and Norwalk. 5, Bromback and Edwin. 6, Bromback and Yemens. 7, Bromback and Beaumont. 8, McKay and Berger. 9, McKay and Kashmir. So these is where are the schools. And I noticed speeders are like crazy. And we, in these areas, either buses are stopping by or yes, kids are walking in that area. As we added stop signs near those schools, they're doing fine. Especially the one on Gallagher and between Lehman and Hanley and Jacob, perfect. So I think by us adding these, they're nearby the schools. I did my research and study where I parked over there. I parked myself and noticed that people are just flying. So if we're able to have more stop signs and also more police present in those areas. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great night. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Send an email because I lost track after.
All right, no problem. I'll do that.
I tried, but.
That's a lot of them.
Any other reports?
Mr. Chair, I'll go.
Go ahead.
It's my zone, nobody's. First, congratulations, Mr. Mayor,
Thank you.
on your new purchasing house. Thank you so much for being here tonight, everyone, including the new council, elect Councilman Mutasin Sadman and Mr. Nasser, welcome back. And the young lady back there, I don't know your name, but thank you for being here, and then other two.
Don't forget Bill.
Who? Bill?
Bill.
Bill is, looking at me.
Bill's busy.
He's always here, so.
He's running the streets.
writing down the street name. Well, I like to recommend this thing with Carolyn and talk about the redevelopment ready program. This is one way to get the city moving forward, redevelopment. I hope the councilors consider this to sign up to get the city improvement and economic and development programs. They really help us out a lot for the city. I don't have much to say, but it's getting colder. Stay warm and keep your cars warm, and keep your family and things. As you know already, this is a cold season and many families are getting sick. So keep yourself distance and healthy. Thank you.
And get ready for shoveling the snow.
Shoveling the snow. And then I hope the soldiers come out.
I'm talking about our DPS.
DPS, yeah.
John is here.
John is here.
He's ahead of the game. so
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, there's one more I forgot. This is to the residents and businesses.
You can take my time.
Please, just please try to, shovel the snow and pull some salt. Don't forget our, male, men and female, kind of, sometimes we don't want them to slip. And you ain't gonna get your check or, please, so, shovel and pull some salt. Also businesses, Joseph Campo, Conant, Holbrook, try to shovel, make it safe for their residents or their neighbors and also to their, customers.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilman Abu Musa, go ahead.
I hope everybody in the city of Hamtramck had a wonderful Thanksgiving, peaceful and enjoyable Thanksgiving. And last weekend we had a whole city council was attending Greater Chittagong society orientation. We enjoyed there also. And we had a city police chief already discussed some of the incident happened in Kenif. I hope we have a more patrol coming in future and prevent those things. Finally, Alhamdulillah, after October 7, the massacre happened in Gaza. Finally, we had a ceasefire. As a small city of Hamtramck, we make the noise. We try best of our ability. We try to make our noise to upper level, up to White House, to do the ceasefire and stop killing the people, innocent people. And finally, it happened. I hope it can continue. And in future, we see the two countries stay together and live together with the peace and dignity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so we're done with the reports and we move back to the public comments.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have Bill Meyer.
Yeah, he doesn't have any.
He moved himself.
So there was a councilman who's not here, I won't mention his name, but at the last meeting, I saw the video where he complained about people who don't come to council meetings when it has nothing to do with them. And I could see how that happens, but I just want you to let you know, I don't miss council meetings because I don't want to be here. I'm working or whatever, so I mean, a lot of people feel that way. I'll be at every one I can be at, and I don't pick and choose. So everything's important in the city, all the cultures. So I was just curious, when you were talking about the police reports and stuff, it seemed like you were in the dark about what's going on with the police department. I mean, can't you just call the police department and ask, what are the statistics, what are the, like get a police report, find out how many people have been injured or shot or whatever like that? Can't you just ask before a council meeting and find out what you want to find? Is there no connection between the council and the police department? I think there should be.
I mean, we can, but we still want to know here when police chief is here physically,
Yeah, well, that's good.
We
but
want,
you
we
can
want
get more
public to know
knowledge.
your concern and,
Yeah, but you could come with more knowledge and then you don't have to put her on the spot and all that. Anyways,
well, she is head of the department, she should expect to be on spot.
okay, good. As far as the license plate reading, be sure and research it because you don't make the same fatal mistake that was made with the parking meters and that we're stuck with it for years. There's pros and cons for the license plate readers. There's good reasons to have one and there's good reasons not to have one. Check them both out. Check out all the reasons and decide if you think the city needs. I saw a sale on Facebook Marketplace for 12 stop signs for $10, so you can order them and Khalil will put them up.
Perfect.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Mr. Nasser Hussain.
Hello, everyone. Regarding the plate readers, I think you should bring it back and approve it. On this stage, there is no privacy, whatever you do. Everything is exposed now, so I'd rather have the plate readers, and if you could reconstruct next meeting. Also, if you could install speed cameras, I know you can't give tickets if you have speed cameras, but then you could identify who does the speeding. You just need one person to speed around Hamtramck, and the people think everybody is speeding. So once you identify them, you could contact them and give them a warning. Second, the punch key run, same problems happens every year, so I would rather the city produces a map for people who are within the area, how to exit the area, and post it online on Facebook, and warn them before tomorrow will be the speed you can. Everything will be blockaded, you have to take this route and this route, so it'll be easy for people. Zoning board, I think you have 2 or 3 vacancies in the zoning board of review, and nobody is filling them. You should, I think it's a council appointment. So if you know people who's interested, you could appoint them there. And I think for the stop signs, each intersection in Hamtramck should get a stop sign. We're a very small city. Even if people stop, wouldn't take them 2 or 3 minutes extra to exit the city. At the same time, you have safety on the speed humps. They were very effective. The one that already installed, you should continue doing it. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jennifer Newton?
So, good evening, gentlemen. My name is Jennifer, and we've met several times.
Oh.
It's okay, I know you just got out of camp.
I didn't see you at the general election. You were out there in the primary.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
what I
I
mean.
was, yes. I wasn't well enough to be there for the
Oh.
general.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch really quick on our missing councilman. If I can come in here fighting serious illness, I do believe that our elected officials should give us the decency to show up to the meetings. Mr. Mayor, I appreciate our conversations online this week. And I did want to discuss mainly the shooting Thanksgiving morning. I live a block from there. It was the middle of the night, just for myself. Is it okay to look at you? Oh, okay, I don't know. I don't talk a lot.
Jennifer, she can talk to you after too.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, I just wanted to let the chief know that it was the middle of the night. And I don't know about my neighbors, but I know that all I could think to do was jump to the floor. Because you can't tell how close they are. It does make me feel unsafe. Thanksgiving alone, we had a shooting, a pedestrian accident involving death, and 2 breaking and entering. I've been watching the crime log that's put up every day. The breaking and enterings are on the rise. I think that we should make crime a concern. We have a surplus, right? So the cameras could be a good idea.
You can have one more. Yes.
Thank you.
Go.
And I understand the idea about stop signs, but I'm not sure if anybody on council has seen the video at Conant and Caniff, where 6 cars back to back to back just ran the red light because they don't care. I'm sure it's young people are young. And calling 911. So when we call 911, it goes to Detroit. We have to ask for Hamtramck. Is there any way to look into having our own dispatch for the police department?
The chief could.
I can
Yep.
address that. So
Okay.
it's about the cell phone service and the parameters that work the way that our 911 system works. When you get transferred to Hamtramck, you are speaking to a Hamtramck dispatcher. Cell phones are the only ones that actually go to Detroit. Depending on your proximity, if you're close to the freeway, it could go to Michigan State Police. However, the good news is we're working on getting a new 911 system
Okay.
that has already been approved, and once that comes in, we have taken that, those 911 calls will come to Hamtramck. That was an option that we opted in to do.
Okay.
So those calls will eventually come
Awesome.
directly to Hamtramck from a cell phone, but it's just a matter of getting the 911 system installed.
I
So,
just find that, I
It
just
is
found that in a
important.
couple instances where I've had to call.
yeah, and
and-
every meeting and things like that, I try to remind
Yeah.
them that you have to ask for Hamtramck, but we do have our own dispatch, so
Right.
when you get Hamtramck, you're talking to a Hamtramck.
Right, and also in regards to the shooting up in front of the library, this is very quick. Steve's Party Store and Caniff Electric have cameras on Caniff that the police could probably utilize.
One sec, Mr. Chair. And also to add, you know, our dispatch has actually a phone number that you, if you wanna save it, say Hamtramck
Direct number?
Dispatch, it goes direct to our dispatch.
I actually do have that.
Okay, so,
But there's people-
until the 911,
Right, I
gets
just, for
developed.
people that don't know in the city.
I know.
Right,
you know,
I know everything. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I just want to thank Chief for reminding that we did approve the 911 development year ago or so.
Since you're talking, I can give you a quick update.
Sure.
That system should have been installed in September. However, there's a back order on the routers that we're waiting for, so until the routers come in, they cannot install that system. So it should have been done in September.
Yeah.
Every week I have a meeting with the company. We have Zoom meetings and they just keep it's a 2-minute meeting because they keep telling me the routers aren't in yet.
Oh.
So once those come in, that system will be installed. Like we are ready to go. Everything else has been done. They have the equipment, the actual 911 equipment in stock and ready to install. We just don't have the router. So once that gets done, we're hoping for mid-December. If not, it's gonna push back to January. So that's an update.
Thank
on
you for the
that system.
update, Chief, yeah.
Thank you.
Change.
All right, so we're done with the public comment, right? And we have nothing left. We move to adjournment.
I motion.
Second.
8:14.
It's for
All right.
Thank you.
This was approved.